listening to Atleti TV.
You're late, Benedict. You're late.
This is radio like you never heard before. Atleti TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio. Atleti TV Radio, we dare to lead. Atleti TV Radio.
Good morning, broadcasting. Listen. Listen to us. Listen to us. Okay. I just discovered a new button. All right, guys, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet, the Thursday edition of it, and the Sports Radio, your favorite sports talking digital radio, and with the TV radio. Man, we've got like Benedict here who is looking all very, very winterish in a small AC studio, forming like he's a winter soldier or Eminem. I don't know what he's forming like anyway, but we will see at the end of the day. He's in the studio, maybe a bit late. Now it's going to affect the way the camera will be set. Okay, well, we can get it there. So that's it. That's him wearing headphone. What's the thing that my daughters call it again? A beanie. Yeah, my daughter call it beanie. My son call it beanie as well. And everybody, I say my daughters because we have another additional girl in the house who's my daughter's adopted friend, and then she's like, we should adopt her as our child. That's one problem. Right. There's a whole lot to talk about. What's happening with Barcelona, Sevilla, Atletico de Madrid. Is Spain losing their dominance of the UEFA Champions League? Is the back door open for the English clubs to dominate? Spurs, managed to win. And Liverpool find the 7-1 way, class 7-star performance. Okay. They were the Burj Khalifa of the Champions League. But hey, who did they beat? Rangers. Come on, Rangers. Everybody's been beating Rangers. So what do you expect? Do you expect anything less or anything more? I don't know, but I mean, it is what it is. They won. So are they back? Where is Izzy Patrick? I guess Izzy Patrick will come early today. Today is Chuks Aswegu's right? His birthday. So happy birthday to you, Chuks. Wherever you are. I'm not sure he will join us today. We, celebrating himself, fine boy, feeling good. Your best plug for interior furnishings and all that stuff when you're building a new house and you want to fill it with top quality furnishings from the best part of the world. That's the guy to contact. Happy birthday to you, guy. And to everybody else who's celebrating today, happy birthday to all of them. And we've got everybody in the house already. And let me sincerely apologize for the YouTube channel people and the way the internet went off yesterday. Even though it wasn't our fault, but we still owe you an apology because it went off on our platform. So we're sorry about that. Whatever inconvenience that may have cost you, we're really, really sorry. And we hope that at the end of the day, we would have a very good show today without having to deal with that. Right? That's sorted out. A little bit of housekeeping taken care of. Let's know that tomorrow I will not be here. It will be Benedict, and I hope he doesn't come late. I just hope that he comes and start the show at the normal time and gives you guys a show. Probably you will not have him streaming on YouTube and on Instagram, but you can listen to him on www.elevatortv.com/radio. You can download the mobile application Elevator TV Radio on your Android. I was still working with the engineers. Are still working on integrating into the iOS. I didn't know that this is how hard it is. Now I'm going to respect all those people who have their app on iOS. I didn't know it is this difficult, but hey, we're working on it and see how it goes. Well, the way it is, Barcelona most likely are going to be knocked out of the group stage because this Inter Milan does look like they can beat Victoria Pleasant. And if they beat Victoria Pleasant, it doesn't matter what happens with the other result. It's almost going to be impossible for them to go through the game. So they're going to get knocked out. With all the investment they've made, you'd expect that Barcelona would fight, at least get to the quarterfinal stage of the UEFA Champions League. But unfortunately, that has not happened. Lewandowski has done his best, but he can't do it alone. Sometimes they say one finger cannot remove lies from the head. So that's exactly what has happened. But then, let me bring Benedict in. Benedict, good morning, and welcome to the show.
Good morning to you, Mr. Daphne. How are you doing?
I'm good, and I hope you're good as well. Mr. Victor Manuel just joined in, and some people are trying to think that because I did the banter with him that we're fighting. Some people take this whole public figure thing on social media too serious. So I don't understand. People should banter. I don't understand where they think because you're a public figure, you cannot just shout down your friend again. Well, let's look at the headlines put together, the headlines and the news put together by the amazing Timothy Dayimbo. Okay, amazing guy who writes for libertytv.com as well as nairametrics.com, and fantastic guy that you can follow online on at TMT underscore Dayimbo. Okay, the headlines. Amusan nominated for World Female Athletes of the Year. I think this is the first time a Nigerian is getting that nomination. Nigeria withdraws from the 2022 Beach Soccer AFCON. Okay. Wednesday, UEFA Champions League wrap-up. Bayern Cruz past Lisan. Rampart Napoli 6 Ayers. Unforgiving. Liverpool slaughter Rangers. And Barcelona forced Inter draw. Club Brugge reached last 16. Some clubs that you don't think will make the last 16 are there. The ones that you bank on are not even there. Barcelona don't deserve to progress, according to their coach Xavi. Well, this is crazy, okay? Not every ex-player seems to have the magic wand the way it is, because I was thinking it was going to be easy. Inter Milan were going to be the whipping boys. They were going to run rings over there. I knew that Bayern was going to be difficult for them, but I didn't know that this is going to be. Now their destiny is not in their hands, but I'm not going to write them off completely. We're still going to wait for the remaining 2 games to go down and see next week and then the upper week, and then we can now decide what really is going on. But then the World Cup is next month. Let's not forget about that. I'm sure that from next week I'll be focusing a lot on the World Cup as it goes. We're working on a sponsor package for the World Cup, and the sponsors are for Dragon. So maybe I'll just let them go and I'll talk about it myself and just focus on it and run on it the way I want it to go. Having said that, let's go to the news segment and see what we have on the plate for you guys, all of you. Okay, I'm trying to check up something. Following our standing performance in 2022, Nigerian track star Tobiloba Amusan has been nominated for the Female Athlete of the Year. I hope she wins it anyway. Amusan began a career in athletics in 2013 when she competed in the African Youth Championship in Warri before making her debut at the All-African Games in 2015. The 25-year-old hurdler has so many honors to her name in the past, but made the biggest headlines in 2022. Amusan entered the 2022 World Athletics Championship as a medal contender after back-to-back 4th place finishes. In the heat, she ran an African record of 12.40, battering her old record by 0.01 second. In the semifinal, she set a new world record of 12.12 seconds. She beat her time once again in the final, becoming the first Nigerian world champion at the World Athletics Championship. Amusan wrapped up a long and successful 2022 campaign by competing in the 100-meter hurdles at the Zurich Diamond League final event, which she won by 12.12 seconds to retain her title. That's like the first one was in the fluke. I did it and I'm doing it again. Other names released by the World Athletics alongside Amusan are Sydney McLaughlin, USA, Chase Early, USA, Shelly Anna Fraser. Once you have that name in the mix, you've got to be very careful. You got to pray hard. You got to hope and really, really pray that it comes to you, because that woman is a force. She's a force and a freak of nature. She's the Usain Bolt of the women's side, and she's from Jamaica anyway. Faith Kipyegon of Kenya, Yolima Roja of Ecuador, Sharika Jackson of Jamaica, Yaroslava Machunchiki of Ukraine, and Kimberly Garcia and Joan Mila Ubo of Bahamas. I won't be surprised if Yaroslava wins it anyway, as solidarity for the war in Ukraine, but we'll see how it goes. Nigerians can visit the World Athletics social media pages, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, to vote for Tobi Amusan. So it's in your hands, guys. Let's bring it home for Tobi Amusan. Go there, vote. I've done my bit. I'm still going to be there. Go there, vote as much, and then bring it home for her. Yeah, okay. Let's talk about withdrawal now. The withdrawing, since some people say they've got their withdrawing game on the top, so there's no pregnancy, but this is not that type anyway. Just a few days to the kickoff of the 2022 Beach Soccer African Cup of Nations in Mozambique. Nigeria's beach soccer team is withdrawn from the competition. Nigeria got an automatic qualification ticket to the tournament after Liga withdrew from the qualifier. CAF yesterday conducted the draw for 7 countries and confirmed the withdrawal of Nigeria. Host Mozambique, Malawi, and Morocco are the 3 teams in Group A. Malawi, meanwhile, 4 teams make up Group B. They are Senegal, Uganda, Madagascar, and Egypt. Okay. Something I want to say, but I'm trying not to say. The Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations would kick off on the 21st of October at Villaculos Arena with a match between host Mozambique 2021 AFCON runners-up Malawi, who are making their debut in the championship. The Beach Soccer AFCON final will take place on the 28th of October, so you can follow it online everywhere, but Nigeria is not going. Let's talk about what went down last night. So some people have made it to the round of 16. Some are still struggling. Some are praying. Some are hoping. Some are wishing. Well, whatever it is, depends. Call on the God that answers you, the God that you know, like Nigerians normally do. But some teams are just not. No matter the God that they call, they're already out of it. But then the English teams are coasting. Spanish teams are struggling. But Madrid would always be Madrid. This competition is theirs. They own it. Even in their worst form, players injured, players out of form, they still find it to always get past the group stage. That's one of the things I love about that. When you're big, you're big. The elephant does not pray to be big. It just comes out big. That's all. Okay. Bayern Munich as well. They are just like that in this competition. That's why I'm wearing their shirt anyway. Because we're a partnership. And now my daughter is a Bayern fan. Bayern Munich cruised past Victoria Pleasant 4 goals to 2, putting them through to the knockout stage of the Champions League after punishing the Czech champions during the ruthless first half display. The victory combined with Barcelona's 3-3 draw with the Internazionale put Bayern through to the knockout stage while confirming the host exit. According to the result. Napoli maintained their 100% record in Champions League group phase and secured qualification to the knockout stage by beating Ajax 4 goals to 2 at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. Don't forget that the reverse fixture ended 6 goals to 1. Napoli's 12-point haul means they are guaranteed a top 2 finish in Group A, having scored 17 goals in 4 matches. Elsewhere in the section, Liverpool demolished Rangers, whipping boys of the group 7 goals to 1 to put themselves a point away from qualification. Club Brugge reached the knockout round after a 0-0 draw against Atletico Madrid, guaranteed them a top 2 spot in Group A. Atletico squandered a string of chances as they extended their winless streak in the competition to 3 games. Elsewhere in the group, Porto's Giuliano scored 1 goal and 2 penalties for Mediterranean to convert as they cruised to a 3-0 win over Bayer Leverkusen, taking over second place with 2 matches remaining. Okay, with manager Xabi Alonso making his Champions League debut on the Leverkusen bench, the German side quickly found themselves a goal behind after 6 minutes. The hosts could not get back into the game with Porto keeper Diego Costa pulling off several outstanding saves. Porto win is in 6 points. Leverkusen are in 4th place, only an outside chance of qualifying. Atletico are 3rd on 4 points, and in Group D, you have Olympique de Marseille. Nobody expected to make progress in this group. All of a sudden, really marching on. Boosted their chance of reaching the last 16 with a 2-0 victory over 9-man Sporting. Matteo Guendouzi, Alexis Sanchez scored before. Those are 2 former Arsenal players anyway. Before the break, at Sporting, who lost Ricardo Esiago and Pedro Goncalves to red card either side of the interval. The result put Marseille in 2nd place on 6 points, 1 behind Tottenham Hotspur, who beat Eintracht Frankfurt 3 goals to 2, even while losing a penalty in that game. Sporting are 3rd on 6 points, 2 ahead of Eintracht Frankfurt. The biggest game of the night in Camp Nou saw Barcelona's chances of reaching the knockout stage receive a serious dent. Okay, Barcelona drew against Internazionale 3 goals to 1 and left Xavi's side with 4 points in 4 games and could have it worse if they failed to beat Bayern Munich on match day 5 and Inter get to beat Victoria Pleasant. Matters don't end be that. Well, after the game, this is what Xavi, the coach of FC Barcelona, have to say. Barcelona manager Xavi declared Barcelona do not deserve to progress in the UEFA Champions League after failing to beat Inter Milan at home on Wednesday. Speaking in his post-match press conference, quoting from Goal.com, he said, "If you don't beat Inter at home, you don't deserve to stay in this competition. Last season, we didn't have enough to compete, but this season we did. This time it was our mistake. I'm very disappointed, sad, frustrated. Oh, I'm angry. I have a bit of self-critical. We don't deserve to play in the Champions League. It hurts me, but it's the truth. Well, you would have to listen to him, even like he said, it hurts him. This is a club legend. I don't know if now they will decide to sack him. I don't know, but I'm going to throw it to you guys. You guys are the jury. You guys decide. If you are in charge of Barcelona, you've done all this, you've sold all your rights, everything to make sure you put a squad together to get the team going, and all of a sudden they can't win a game to save their life. What would be your decision? Would you sack Xavi and look at another coach and say, you know what? Well, it's not really as easy as we thought. Pep Guardiola actually did what magic, and not everybody is going to be Pep Guardiola. Xavi, get out of the door, get out of the way, move, bitch, get out of the way, and let's bring somebody else. Or you say, you know what, Xavi, we're going to stick with you. We'll believe in you. We think you're going to be able to do it, just like Juventus are pseudo sticking with Massimiliano Allegri. I know that it's because they don't want to pay the payoff, and they also don't have a replacement for him right now. That's my opinion anyway. But I just want to know from you guys, what do you guys think? But then again, a Spanish team suffering from the Super League syndrome, but if they are suffering, even Madrid, who is the spearhead, are going forward. Before, you used to have Spanish teams just qualifying easily. They glide through like hot knife through butter, qualifying from the group stage. But this time around, it's different. So what do you guys think is happening? Spanish football, are they losing the grip? Or can Madrid alone go all the way and still win it? I put all the other team in check and say, hey, Cherry, why? Hey, come, wait, you don't belong here. What do you think? Well, it's been the last day for me this week, as I'm not going to be around tomorrow. We are open to every kind of talking point. So raise every question you want to raise, ask every question you want to ask. I'm here, ready and set to respond and try and give my best answer, my honest and best answer for you. So if you're there, I'm here. Let me start with Benedict. Benedict, what would you do if you're in charge of Barcelona right now? Would you wait for the remaining 2 games, or would you say, Xavi, I don't think you've got it? Because at the point when they were 3-2, I mean, you could have just asked the players, hold on to the ball, don't lose the ball, make sure we're there. Keep the ball. I don't know. What I told them and the players did not do it, I don't know, but what do you think? What says you?
First of all, I'm not going to sack the manager, because with a new manager comes a new style of play, and they might also disrupt their La Liga campaign, because if the Champions League doesn't go well for them, they might just salvage their season, just holding off Real Madrid from that La Liga title.
And they got Real Madrid this weekend.
They got Real Madrid, yes, the Clasico is this weekend, but I think the management shouldn't sack Xavi. For all that money spent, you know that there are some teams who sign a lot of players like Frank Lampard, 200 million plus, and that result.
They're not doing well.
But Xavi is a different thing entirely.
Club 22K, Nottingham Forest, also not doing well.
But like I said, the team is not doing well. But for all they've done, like you said, selling their TV rights, their bankrupt, frustrating Frankie de Jong, and all of that involved, they shouldn't sack the manager. He's doing well. If they can hold up to the La Liga, then Champions League, they should just forget it.
All right, let me take the comment on Instagram. I'm coming to you guys. My favorite people on YouTube, I'm coming. Akwas Baba 82 says, I thank God say I eat banga soup and catfish before I go. You're crazy. What can be? You want to spend me the money like get it? Okay, so we have this family friend who went to Barca and came back and brought this big illegal fish. If you don't know what to be illegal fish, get out of here. Don't concern me. I'm talking to my brother. So dry one, very big illegal fish. I mean, like 2 weeks ago, somebody gave us and people are being nice to us. Somebody gave us a part of a fresh illegal fish, and we used to cook banga soup. So this one I went to Abraka and came back and said, hey, give it to bros. And like dry one. Like this is when I know I'm getting old. You know, when people are going to travel and bringing things for you. I used to be the one that travel and bring things for people. Hey, give it to bros. Then I say, this one a cola. We just use take him as cola, make he use take do pepper soup. I told my wife, like, babe, I'm traveling this weekend, right? Just keep that thing in the freezer. There's a reason why we have a freezer. Just keep it there. Eh? When I come back, we'll think of what to do with it. But banga soup must be involved, or probably ogo soup. But anyhow, and that's the disadvantage I have. I don't know how to cook ogo soup. My wife also does not know how to cook ogo soup. Jesus Christ. I always buy or get somebody to come and cook. And these people don't like traveling, so it's hard. So Akbaz Baba said, I thank God say I eat banga soup and catfish before I go watch Barca match. Sergio Busquets and Gerard Piqué should not go near that team again. Bingo Bros, I greet you, especially me. I greet you too, but you're just making me laugh. And tomorrow I'll be in Warri. I'll be back on Saturday. So Vicky, Victor Malalu, my guy. Good morning, bro. Good morning to you. What's the other one? What's the other? Traditional. Victor Malalu is a PSG now, but that's still traditional man. Victor Malalu said, but Xavi was too bold to make such comment. If he tried that with Perez or Abramovich, Nasako, I agree with you. I agree 100% with that thing that you just said. I don't like a coach who says something like that, Sha. I like Xavi. I mean, I love Xavi. I want him to progress. I want him to be the next best team. I even predict that he's the guy that would almost match up with Pep Guardiola. But this kind of statement is come from Pep Guardiola like to Sunday Lisa. It's not something like Sunday Lisa. And I like Sunday Lisa anyway, but that's something. I'm talking about Sunday Lisa. I need to have a conversation with him anyway. Good morning, bros. This is coming from the Grill to Grill, the guys who offer you the best grill. And this guy is peppering me in the family WhatsApp group. See, go on yourself. The Grill to Grill say, good morning, bros. Good morning to you. I love Osimhen. The energy with which he comes into the game is mad. See where he ran from to catch blind and score that goal. That Osimhen, like you know that Osimhen doesn't do things that surprise me. But like, oh, if he does this, for my own is I just want to see him score 25 to 30 goals this season. That's what I'm now looking for. Like, okay, take up all this thing because you've got the energy, you've got the ability, you've got the know-how, you've got the skill set. Just take it and then convert it into a little bit of, bring a little bit of calmness into it, and then turn it into more number of goals. But injuries have not been fair to the young man. Let's be very, very fair with him. Injury has not been fair. He's tried, but sometimes the injuries just come at a time where he's on the front. But then again, he comes back from injury and he feels like he wasn't even out. It's a case of, did anybody miss me? I'm here. So I think he said Xavi started well considering where they were during Ronald Koeman era. Okay, he showed some lots of positivity. They should still give him some time. Okay, so you're sticking with Benedict on this one. I know that the numbers on YouTube today is not going to be much because lately we'll be going up and on, and you know how YouTube is. YouTube people easily get pissed off with you. Okay, so Oduni Remila can say good morning, bros. Good morning to you. When it comes to growing, improving, nothing beats trying, hard work, and consistent. On the sporting side, want to see Arsenal win today. Yeah, they're going to Bodo Glimt in Norway, and I mean, remind me of when I went to that city. And truth be told, I went there because of a girl. Okay. Didn't Rebecca say Inter just need to see out a draw at least against Bayern, then go ahead to beat Victoria Pleasant, then we could just be welcoming Barca to Europe. Europa this year again. Okay, Didn't Rebecca say make Liverpool do one for us on Sunday, do one for us.
They're playing against Manchester City.
Man City should win, please. No, Man City should win. I'll be okay with Man City going on top of the league table. Liverpool winning means that the people that will chase Arsenal on that top four space will be increasing.
Yes.
The more defeat that Liverpool gets, and the more defeat that those other teams like Spurs and then Chelsea and Man United get, the more secured Arsenal. See, of all those teams that I just mentioned, Spurs, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, anyone that plays against Man City, I am supporting Man City.
That sounded like bad belly.
No, it's not bad belly. I'm just telling you, I'm just taking side. Like you would you don't get side. You are like the devil everywhere. You are roaming the air to and fro. You are everywhere. I'm not everywhere. I'm supporting my team. I'm an Arsenal fan. I am not saying we will win the league. We will not. We will not. Nobody should even mention it. The winning and the league, that sentence should not be mentioned with Arsenal on the same sentence. I'm not saying that if we win it, I will not celebrate it. God knows that I will do this show like 1 month. Only Arsenal and I will be talking about. Anybody will not be interested. Go shop shit. Go. Now for some they go up transformer, but most of their transformer only get like so. Many go shop shit. As far as I'm concerned, I don't want to mention Arsenal and winning the league in the same sentence because it is not necessary. Even now that I'm talking about it, I feel like slapping myself. But you need to have somebody who would help you to beat your bullies. Sometimes not be everybody get the gift of big punch and power or stubborn like me and or raised by my kind of mother. So you need somebody that will stand in for you. And right now, our Igbo is our Jaguda is Pep Guardiola and Man City. What they represent is they stand at the gate and they bounce everybody back that's coming close to us. After they gave us Ateta, they gave us Zinchenko, they gave us Gabriel Jesus. What were they expecting? Were they expecting us to take them on relegation? They also get, it's not as if I only with the they also gave Chelsea.
Yeah,
They give him the Sterling back. So it's not as if just us, but for us, they should just help us. When they play the other teams, they should beat them. Help me, so that they don't catch us and carry us go where we don't plan to go. So that the strolling to the top, to winning the top 4 and playing the Champions League next season will be sweet. So that January will not come down, will not be struggling. Oh, which player I want to buy will not get into desperate place. No. Let's not get into that place that we were last season, where towards the end of the season, 10 games to go, we were not sure whether we'll qualify or not. 10 games to go, we should be like Chelsea. If not like the one that they win, this top 4, we're already guaranteed. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Daily Man say Barca isn't special at all. When you lose a Messi, it will take you some years and time to become special. He said international break kills everyone. So it's okay. International break kill everyone, not an excuse. Nobody talk about international break. Did I say anything about international break? Oh, okay. Somebody said something there. Okay. Afolabi says, good morning, bros. Now, international break kill Barcelona. Well, I would agree with you because of the amount of injury they came off with. But then Liverpool could also make the same excuse. A lot of other clubs could also make the same excuse. Arsenal actually benefited from the international break anyway. Well, let me go on to the comments on YouTube. Yes, Odone say, make Liverpool do for us on Sunday. Do what? No. Liverpool must lose. I think for my say good morning, the Legote TV family. UCL is explosive this season, very, very explosive and very, very unpredictable. Look at Club Brugge, look at Napoli anyway. And then he said Napoli is on fire. Goals. 17 goals already this season. I think for my say Amusan is making us proud. Hope she wins. May she reign for years to come. Amen to that. Our company, it's okay, so we've secured our image right for the next 10 years, which is something very, very good. It's a hard work, but we had to do it so that we can create some very, very beautiful things around her. We just hope that she wins this one. This is really glorious anyway. This will be very, very glorious. Olatunji Emmanuel, he said, I think Xavi still deserves a chance to stay. I missed your Mbappe analysis yesterday due to the network issue on the site. Please, can you go over it again? Okay, what were we talking about Mbappe yesterday again?
Whether Newcastle saga and whether should he go to the Premier League?
This players that you're seeing on the Instagram, sorry, YouTube does not allow me to turn the camera, said that Mbappe should go to Newcastle. See, Olatunji, I'm going to come back and visit that conversation. And then I say Arsenal go chop Woto for Chelsea hand because of this one you talk. So now you know, Woto. Make we shop. The most important thing is say Man City will help us beat them eventually. DJ for myself, Liverpool go spoil your bad belly for Chelsea and all your rivals. Kai, see as you they wish everyone bad because you want to make Arsenal take top 4. No, I for they wish them good. No, all of them should win. They should come and beat us. We don't do our part. If Man City like me, they don't win. I'm just helping Man City to stay close to us. So if they like me, they don't win. And then we don't beat this Liverpool. That be the Liverpool beat. The rotten Liverpool. Spurs. I don't know what to do with Spurs. Now 3 will they score against them. And then they rush us. They come, we get a 3, they go. We'll be like right now, we'll be like Obi Kubana. They come, even though say we do better now, they come with the dance for me. They come, we get a 3. They come again, we get a 3. The Liverpool will be there for the Anfield. That's like talking too much. I've changed the show to Barca show now. I lie, I don't think that was serious. That's just me joking with my brother. Wow, great one. To get an image right for 10 years, you have done well. You told her story before the rise. Yes, so the world could talk on her story ahead of time. Yeah, for sure. And guys, if you've not visited our other website, please do the comment section. I try and pin it there. Okay. See, so a lot of people have been asking me, what are that thing that you people were doing? What happened with the film? I think if you go to that website, you would understand better because there's a snippet of that film on the website. We just be like, what's the film? What's the film? What's the film? What's happening? Okay, so I think you guys should go check it and see. Okay, I should have said, please visit.
Well, while you are trying to set up the commenting, yes, the Barcelona Inter thing I covered from last week and in relation to this week. So the week before this one, I said Dembele was good but could have been better, which you also said he playing childish. Starting Gavi was a mistake.
Dembele knows how to play ball.
Then also the ability for
In my opinion, Dembele knows how to play ball.
Yeah, yesterday he made a lot of childish mistakes though. Then,
but a lot of people like him. That's the funny thing. I say a lot of people, Dembele is good. Dembele. That time that they were begging for him to stay, I keep saying, let this guy go. He doesn't know how to play. But sometimes when you say some things and everybody is against you on it, you just kind of keep quiet. And Dembele knows how to play. But there is like common sense football he doesn't have. He plays football like some Mumu African players.
Also, the ability for Inter Milan to switch between attacking and defending the week before that was, and yesterday was also something entirely different. And also the week before that, starting Lewandowski was entirely missing in that game. No much shots on target. The only time they came close was when PSG scored. And then here was yesterday's goal. Inter were quietly rugged, man for man marking. They were kind of rough in a way, but lawfully by the books, they were not justified to be red card.
No, I think what they did was when Mauricio Pochettino was the coach of Spurs, there's this tactics that he deployed: foul them in their half, disrupt their rhythm, but not that kind of foul that will lead to red card or yellow card or anything. Just foul them in such a way that they will not get in their rhythm, and that's what they did with them. And then there are too many. Now you look at the Barcelona team, there is no balance. The experienced players are too old. Sergio Busquets, Gerard Piqué, they're too old. Ter Stegen does not have competition, and I don't like that. Okay, if you look at Aaron Ramsey at Arsenal, it's not as informed as it was last season, because when he looks at the bench, there is Leno. He knows that Leno can take his place. He was lucky because the coach liked him and he started. But now you have Matt Turner. Come on, who the hell is Matt Turner? He knows, I don't get anything to prove, and that's always very, very bad. And Ter Stegen too also now doesn't have a competition. Then going forward, there are too many young and new players who both don't have experience and also don't know what it means to really play for Barcelona, like what it really means, because over the years, they've had it so easy. They just thought that you don't wear Barcelona shirt, you show up and then you win. So there is Ansu Fati, there is Pedri, there is Gavi. I'm not saying these guys are not good, but there is something called the weight of the club on you, carrying it with ease. And they've not reached that place. They're still playing regular. They play like they're playing in La Masia, like it's an easy thing. And then you have Rafinha, who, thought it was all that. Right now, it's not showing that Leeds United is the standard, okay? It's not a Barcelona standard. Thank God it was a Jack from Arsenal and Chelsea anyway. And then there's Dembele. I just don't like Dembele anyway. I've never liked him. I don't think there's going to be a time when he can impress me with his play. Those players need to come down to understanding. There is something in football that you learn when you're playing like amateur grassroots football. That thing is called game management. The ability to know that, no, we don't get the energy to match these people. If you play against a team for the first 5 minutes, you already know what their temperament is, what their mentality is about this game. What you cannot do is to starve them of the ball. A running team like Inter Milan, don't make them get the ball. Don't make silly mistakes. Don't make unforced mistakes. And in both games, okay, in Italy, I thought Barcelona was wrong. But in this game, there were too many unforced errors. There's so many. The experienced ones are making inexperienced mistakes. The young ones are making the same mistake, running into tight corners instead of them to find themselves in space. Knock the ball and wind down the clock. For crying out loud, said you need this game more than any other thing. You need it like your life depends on it. This club is in debt. It should not be the generation that takes the club on relegation. This money is supposed to come, and the only way money comes in is when you take this club to say semifinals or quarterfinals. Their sponsors will be interested. Now the sponsors will be pricing the show because they'll be like evening meets now for market. Nobody they price them serious because if you're rotten, sad. It's sad anyway.
Well, also, again, did you see the goal Lautaro Martinez scored?
Yeah, that's
hitting both woodwork.
That's pam. That's good. That's
but
good.
The defenders who had a lot to play in Aro Garcia just looking at the player instead of looking at the ball, and boom, it just had to happen.
I said that some players in Barcelona right now are taking autograph in the match. Even though I was like,
then also, is the concede and counter a bad idea for football generally? concede and counter.
No, it's not a bad idea if you can play it well. If you can play it well and you have the nerve, the energy, the strength, it's a good thing in football. But just know how to play. Italians are very good with it. That's the Catanaccio now, right? But it's just that not everybody can sustain it because it requires a whole lot. It requires a whole lot. It's not something you can do over the course of the game. Yesterday's game was just one of those things you call crazy game in football. Okay, the first half was different from the second half, and it was just different. And what I saw with that team is that as good as Lewandowski now have proven that he needs the people around him to be in sync. Okay, like here you have Sergio Gnabry, Mola, all of those Bayern team in sync, putting the ball on the plate for him. But in this case, it's different. Most of them are running in the Barcelona attack. Most of them are running into the same channel, and all of those little mistakes is coming back to bite them. It's sad for them, but hey, this is football. If you blink, you lose. You wink, you lose. That's just what it is. It's snooze. You just have to stay focused 100%, and then you can win a game. If not, you will lose like Rangers in every game you play. Or Ajax, who started out pretty well, and now look at them in the Champions League. You're asking yourself, how did Ajax go from that Ajax to this Ajax? Okay, considering over 10 goals against Napoli in 2 games. Ajax, a great club like Ajax, but then as football, this just happened. You've got to live with it. Let me go back to the comment section and see what the guys are saying there, and then I'll come back to you again. Deji Abiona says, if Arsenal mistakenly win league, this show will be unbearable for non-Arsenal fans. Nah, I'm not like that. I'm not. Nah, that doesn't work for me. I'm not that kind of guy. It's never going to be like that. I'm not. No, this is not AFTV. This is a different platform. No, I'm not gonna. I'm the most. I pride myself as the most objective fan when it comes to Arsenal. As much as I love Arsenal, I don't think there's anybody that criticizes Arsenal like I do, and I also don't overrate the Arsenal team. But definitely they will not win the league. So let's not even bother ourselves thinking about it. Okay. Oduni Remila can say Obi Kubana, and he was laughing, and then Digital from my show up and say Arsenal don't suffer rich. If them win league, UK go close or just leave elevator. I don't think that would happen, but I know that the AFTV fans would kill. Like, not London will shut down. The people that will suffer the most will be Tottenham fans anyway. Not London will shut down, and you know what? Sometimes when I watch them, I enjoy what they do because I aspire to be like them. I enjoy what they do now. They are traveling for matches, going to cover. Like it gives me joy, it gives me hope for what I'm doing. That okay, it could be like this very soon. My crew, the Timothy Daimos of this world, Peter Hernandez of this world, could be traveling to go cover games like the continental games that the Nigerian teams are playing. We'll start from there and all that. But I don't think because it took Liverpool 30 years plus to win the league, and the world did not come to an end. So I don't think that would happen because Arsenal you still have Arsenal fans who have recent memories of winning the league. And then when we went not winning the league, apart from the Wenger era where Wenger was at fault, lately you cannot say Arsenal built a team they deserve to win the league because your reaction comes from when you have a team that should win the league and then you don't win it. We've had teams that are not good enough. This is just about the first time that Arsenal again is having a team that is good enough to compete for top 4. Try to understand that bracket. So going from competing for the top 4 to not competing for the league title requires a whole lot of muscles, a whole lot of focus, a whole lot of staying power. Whatever would make Arsenal win the league this season is going to be 2016 repeating itself. I mean, Man City cannot be this good and not win the league now. Come on. What are you guys saying? The only good thing is that a lot of the other teams are not competing now. But this is just 9 games into the season. They find their form again. I'm not going to say Liverpool find their form. I was going to throw that to everybody out there anyway. I'm not going to say Liverpool find their form because they beat Rangers. Everybody's been beating Rangers. Rangers have not been good. They sold 3 key players in their team. The Nigerian trio, they let them go. Alex Iwobi, Joe Aribo, who made this happen from the midfield into the attack, was thrown away because he was a 1.5 player for them. And then you have a Kevin Bassey, who also does very well across the defense and also help the left wing, the left wing attacker. They let him go, and then you let Leo Balogun, who's one of your key players in the dressing room, and he comes on to stabilize the game. You let him go as well, and then the same other players that you let go. So you obviously know that team is going to be in a dire strait. So I'm not surprised that happened with them. But if Liverpool think that because they beat them 7-0, they're back, I don't think that the rest of the Premier League club are looking at it and say, oh, they're back. Mo Salah came from the bench to score. You watch that game, you see how childish the defending was for Rangers, how bad it was. So it's not going to be that easy. There's always going to be this huffing and puffing in this season for them. They will lose some games where they're not supposed to win. We're counting down to the next 2 defeats for Liverpool, and we know that they are not in the title race anymore completely, because in the Premier League, once you lose 5 games, out of the title race. And then you now start counting down the next 5. You lose 10 games, you don't make the top 4. That's just what it is. You lose 5 games, you don't win the league. You lose 10 games, you don't make the top 4. So the Premier League have a lot of milestones that you just have to hit, and it's okay, done and sorted. And then there's a number of, if you draw 15 games in the Premier League, you don't make the top 4 as well. So
Yes.
you look at all of that and look at the number of points that you've dropped, and you say, okay, Liverpool is not really going to be a threat. The team that's looking like it's going to make me eat my words and apologize is Chelsea. The way Grandpa is going, I'm already writing my apologies, scripting them and saying it in front of the mirror, because I would apologize. It's looking like for the very first time I am going to apologize for a bad prediction. Since 2007, I'm going to have. It's looking like I'm going to have a bad prediction, but I'm still going to wait. I'm still going to give me some time. But he's over impressed me already, Grandpa. I mean, I'm over impressed me already. But let's see how it goes. Let's not jump the gun yet. Okay, so Vicky on Instagram said, can we now say Eric Ten Hag effect is missing in Ajax? Maybe he's missing, but then you have to consider the fact that they lost a defender, a very key defender, a centre back. They also lost a key man in Anthony. Any team would have that effect. And then they also now have injury worries. Obviously,
but you can also take away the fact that Ajax are used to losing their key players. They've been doing that, just like the Leicester City of the Premier League. Only in 1 year they lost De Jong, they lost Matisse De Ligt, they lost Donny van de Beek to Manchester United. They lost literally the only key player.
Did they replace these players that we're talking about for this season? No, they did not. So you can lose players and replace them, and then you go on. But if you don't replace them the way you expect, and then there's always going to be a problem. I know they brought in Kevin Bassey, brought in one other player, but then you forgot that they lost Sebastian Heller, they lost Anthony, they lost, Lisandro Martinez and 2 other players. So not all of them was replaced, and that's really for me a problem when you look at the team. So let's go back to the Mbappe conversation we were having yesterday. So this is what I said. I said, looking at the way Mbappe is going, and let's not forget his drama with the national team as well. So it's not just a Paris Saint-Germain thing. Where would you anticipate that he can go to? It just sound like I'm repeating myself yesterday. It's no longer original. I like to flow in the original frame of thought. Okay, so where would you recommend he goes to? So the options I put out is Real Madrid, Manchester City, and Okuye, Devil's Advocate. That said, Newcastle. Mbappe Kashi. Mbappe is from Cameroon. Forgot the freshness. He will do juju for you.
I had a second thought. Since Mbappe is such, should I say, egoistic, maybe you should go to Saudi Arabia and be an influence to the entire nation as a whole. Just go to Saudi Arabia and just land.
Saudi Arabia does not need anybody to influence them. They are already influenced by themselves. They have their own way. They are the Amavudo of the world. They do their things their own way. Okay, so I'm saying that I'm not sure Madrid wants to spend that money, but looking at the way Benzema's situation is now, they obviously need a center forward. But then there is a nephew or cousin of Brut Haaland who's also scoring plenty of goals. Maybe somebody will just say, let's go and get that one before he goes out of hand. Or Man City might just buy him to pair with Haaland. I don't know. I'm just saying. But I'm saying that Madrid doesn't sign him because it's going to cost about 200 to 250 million, whether euro, dollar, or pounds. To get him out of Paris Saint-Germain this January. They say he wants to leave.
Wages.
Yeah, and then there's the wages that comes up to almost $1 million weekly. Almost $1 million. Add all the other incentive and the rest, it's about $1 million or 1.2 million. So if you look at that, there are very, very few clubs that can pay. Man City is already paying almost $1 million for Erling Haaland every week already. I don't think they are going to need him. And Erling Haaland and Mbappe playing together. Mbappe says he wants to play through the middle. He can't play through the middle if he comes to Man City. Definitely, it will be shafted wide, right, left, or right. So that is an arrangement that will not work. Haaland is not going to leave Man City with this kind of stats that he's giving. And then we've seen how the team have played without him. Obviously, it's not going to leave anytime soon. So all that put together tells you one thing, that Mbappe also, with all this is Shakara, is people are not thinking properly. Barcelona does not have the money to sign him right now, and they don't also need a baggage in their team. And if they are going to have Lewandowski for the next 2 or 3 seasons, it means that if he also comes to Barcelona, it's not going to play through the middle. He can't come to Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur have Harry Kane. They have some Yumi. They don't even have that kind of money. Let's be very honest. They don't have that kind of money. Manchester United would have been like the best place to go to, but Manchester United doesn't have the kind of football that he wants as well. He's got 31 goals in the UEFA Champions League already. He wants to build on that one. And if he comes in with this his ego and his baggage, and then the English press will not isolate or protect him like the French press are doing, that's going to be also be a very big problem for him. And you look at all that, what does he really bring? He only brings speed. Speed and go. Sometimes he's not going to get the passes that he's expecting. He's going to need to walk in England. They'll demand from him track back. He might score a goal in England, and people will say, "Oh, he did not track back. He's hit map." All those things that you don't see in the French league. That might become a problem. So I think that Mbappe signed himself into his own slavery, seeking power and losing power actually. Because what he did not anticipate when he renewed that contract was that he underestimated the power of friendship. The power of friendship is one of the strongest bonds that exists in human existence, apart from the power of the blood. So when you look at the friendship that existed between Neymar and Messi, they are both South Americans. You watch the Copa America, you see Brazil lose, and you still see Neymar go and congratulate Messi, and then you're signing that contract that gives you that kind of power, and you think you can use it on them. And you even told the management, story have come out now that you told the management to let Neymar go. Now they couldn't let Neymar go. Neymar is in the team, and Neymar and Messi are providing goals and assists more than you are doing. You've gone from being the poster boy of the club to being the recalcitrant persona non grata of the club. You're not the bad boy of the club, even without the money that you get. So if he's demanding to leave, he should check his options and look at his farm, because he must come to equity, must come with a clean hand. The people you want kicked away are providing more, are producing more than you're doing. So if you look at all, Neymar should just buckle up, roll up his sleeve, and play for Paris Saint-Germain. Because this is a food you cook. You can't cook a food, organize the party, invite everybody in, and then you say, "Hey, my people, I'm going somewhere. You people should just eat up." No, you come and eat your food. Don't come and use us to do money ritual here. Come and eat your food. You are the celebrant, right? Because of you will come. Victor Malalu on Instagram say, "This guy, you wicked, as young as Mbappe, you want him to go to Saudi Arabia. You see, people are after you. They'll send lawyers after you now." Over my digital, he said, "PK, okay." He said, "You are right on this. Competition makes the team thicker." Okay. Game management is the main food of Real Madrid. They are the masters of game management. You have to learn it. Okay. Additional PK needs to be on the bench. He just needs to retire. He should go and focus on his business. He's got a very thriving business, a good media business, and he's doing well. I envy him. I wish I could be like him anyway. And have competition. He goes absent at times, and they get punished. The other one, you say, Arsenal seems to be on a steady rise under Arteta. If they continue like this, then they might win EPL in foreseeable future. I look forward to that day. But let them take it one step at a time. Let them focus on making the top 4 first, or if possible, winning the Europa. But if you look at the teams that are falling out of the UEFA Champions League coming into the Europa, unless they will play as bad as they're playing right now in the Europa as well, then Arsenal have a chance. But then there are some teams that will come in and change the tide. But Juni Remeleko say, Potter never convinced me. Lampard do pass this one. He had a first good season. The following season, we know what happened. No, for Lampard from day one, I knew that this is not convincing. But I see the way he's right philosophy around the players, their mindset. When I watch a football team, different from maybe how you watch a football team. First off, I watch a football team and I'm judging their body language. Are they just trying to impress this guy? Are they saying, "Oh, we don't want to get into the bad book"? What is saying? When I watch a team play, I can predict what the management is. I remember when Arteta first came in and people said he picked Ozil to have a problem with, he will get fired. I looked at his body language and I said to people that this is not Arteta doing this. This is the management sending Arteta to do this. They will support Arteta to the end. And when they renewed Aubameyang's contract, I remember saying on one of the shows that I just see this as Arteta compensating Aubameyang. If not, the management really wants him to go. Because when you leave a player's contract to run to the end, what you're actually saying is you are not a priority for us. Look at how they are running Eta Sketa now to renew, to sign extension to Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, and a few other guys and a few other players. That's like you are our priority. We think about you every day when we go to sleep, when we wake up, when we're eating. You are the ones we're thinking about, and we don't want anybody to induce you with any offer. We want you to stay in this club. But when you leave a player like a Zed, like Aubameyang, their contract runs to the very final day, you re-extend, or like they did with Nketiah, and then they give him this contract that he doesn't deserve. You know that somewhere in the midst of all of this, there is just something that is not right. But hey, you fold your hand and sometimes you talk, sometimes you don't, because you want to wait and see what goes on. That one you already know, this guy is being backed by the board. Yeah. There is nothing anybody can say. Okay, they don't need to come out like Juventus to say we have confidence in our coach. And with that, as a player, you know that there is only two you can do. If you do anyhow, you will see anyhow. Because if people think of Mesut Ozil and Aubameyang, he also let young players go. People like Guendouzi, people like Torreira. It just get out of this club. I don't want you here. You don't fit the bill, and nobody was stopping him. So I knew, okay, it might be draconic, but this guy's got powers, and we've got to respect these powers, because if you don't, you're going to be, in first of the chainsaw, and that would not be good for you. But good enough, it's happened, and the results are not showing. I just hope it continues. As a matter,
I believe everybody has noticed that these days the Young's minutes on the field have drastically reduced from when he was trying to force his move to Manchester United.
They were trying to force it.
They were trying to force him to Manchester United. And
should have gone.
Right now, he should have gone. But playing the Europa League, like I said, players always pride the Champions League any day, anytime. For like Richarlison.
Well, now we're gonna play against Man United in the Europa League.
Real funny. But as you can see, the minutes have reduced, and like I said, when the club is backing you, the player, what you can do, what your agent himself can do is very, very limited. It's like one hand is chained, and of the other hand, 4 fingers are chained, just maybe your thumb out, that kind of thing. But once the management is behind you, there's nothing player can do again.
Yeah, that's true. But that one, Odino Remileko say, "Oh, I thought Mbappe wanted to play on the left side." No, he actually wanted a twin strike force of him and Messi, which he was also promised that some signings will be done in defense and in midfield. But then obviously those were not done. And then he's come out to say, his people have come out to say through the press that the promises they made to him, they did not meet up to them. That is why he wants to leave. Man, Mbappe, shut up. You're taking so much money from the club. Why do you think they need to bring that money to sign the other players you're asking for? Shut up and play football. There's no excuse. This is a World Cup year. People play football in the World Cup year. They don't ask who is transferred in and who's not transferred in. And let's be very honest here. We are expecting Paris Saint-Germain to come and win this Champions League because Messi is there. This with old Messi. We don't count Messi's performance anymore. He's overdoing right now as far as I'm concerned. We don't count his performance. Whether he play or he doesn't play, it's not a big deal. The most important thing is Mbappe, this is your time. Use it and use it well. Stop trying to be a coach. Stop trying to be a manager. Stop trying to be an advisor and owner of the club. If you have the money, go set up a club yourself and run it the way you want to run it. But right now, you got to play the ball. You've got to play football. Okay? Unfortunately, he's not doing that and he's looking for other people to blame. But let's shift a bit. Do you think Liverpool are back?
Liverpool are not back for me.
They won 2 legs.
2 legs, 2-0 first leg. Everybody was like, "Oh, set piece goals." Even me myself was like, "Set piece goals, free kick and penalty." I'm not new to footballing. Was 7-1 against Rangers, like you said. Everyone is beating Rangers. If Napoli,
but to score 7 goals, man.
To score 7 goals is not a new thing. They scored 7 goals against Bournemouth. They scored 7 goals against Crystal Palace the season before that. 7 goals is not a new thing for Liverpool. For me, they are not back. They still need this Manchester City game. If they can get a draw, they are back.
So let me flip the script a bit. What would you do if you're the owners of Juventus and AC Milan? I mean, you lost both legs against Chelsea. That's for AC Milan. Juventus, you went to lose to Maccabi Haifa, and then you come out. You really think that's coming out to say, "Oh, we are okay, we don't have a problem, we're not going to sack Massimiliano"? You think it is real, or it's because one, the money they pay off will be too much, and they don't have a ready-made coach that will take up? They are waiting for Spurs to be knocked out of the Champions League, and probably they are struggling to make the top 4, and then they'll make their move for Antonio Conte.
First of all, AC Milan, starting with AC Milan, they need to know the fact that they are not a Champions League team from time past. You know the struggle they made just to make that top 4 last year. You know that Inter Milan,
they won the league last year.
They won the league, but it was a struggle. It was a struggle for me. But you know, like for time past, they've not really been in the Champions League. Coming to the Champions League, they need to cut the coach some slack. They need to give the coach some slack. And for Juventus, ever since they lost that final to Real Madrid in the Champions League, they've been eyeing that trophy. One of the most memorable years. I don't know if you remember when Ronaldo was still at Juventus, when they played against Atletico Madrid 2-0, and then Diego Simeone was like, if Ronaldo was not in football, would have won the Champions League. Then they move on to the next stage with Allegri, and they fall out. Hello the following season, they started the following season, then back with Allegri. The team just did something different that one doesn't really know. Management, they've had a lot of management coming, different style of play. Maybe they just need a better management in the hierarchy or some better players.
What is Napoli doing right? They let some players go at the end of last season, and you would have thought they would struggle. They signed Faradona, whatever his name is, and brought in the, realigned the team. And what's Stefano Pioli doing right? Because it's not just doing it in the Champions League, but it's doing it both in the Champions League and in the league. What is he doing right?
I think the drive from Napoli has multiplied by 100% because it's the same, not so much of what they were doing last season that they are doing this season. Very few additions they made to the team and just few they let go. I just think the drive, they've been on the back foot for the past how many years, always struggling to make the top four. The drive has just been something else, and the drive is what's benefiting them.
Do you think that they would win the league this season? Or they'll win something this season?
The Serie A is very, very unpredictable. It's just like the wind, you can blow anywhere. But I'm sure they'll make top four and very impressive. But winning the league is going to be pretty hard.
What's going to be an achievement for Napoli? What's going to be like in the season end? Because I think if the season ends, they don't win, they might be disappointed. But what's going to be an achievement? Get to the semifinals of the UEFA Champions League and maybe they fail to win the league, or probably they win the league. What's going to be an achievement for them?
First of all, getting to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, because this is just group stage morale. I think for me, the next stage, the round of 16, they need to put one extra leg because
if they score goals like this, they've taken the scraps of big teams. Forget Rangers. Ajax are former champions of the Champions League. They're beating them home and away. They took Liverpool to the cleaners. They might come to Anfield and do the same thing again. These guys are respecters of nobody. Sorry, it's Patrick, but I have to say,
if the draw goes for Napoli against Chelsea, what do you think is going to happen?
They'll be Chelsea.
They'll be Chelsea. But I just
I just said that and I'm looking at myself like, are you serious? I don't know. It's gonna be tough anyway.
They'll be Chelsea.
But I would not bet against them. So Chelsea it's a tough team to play right now, but I will not bet against Napoli if they put a draw. Chelsea, Napoli. Unfortunately, both of them will not play each other because they'll be topping their respective groups. So I don't think they'll play against each other. But if a team are beating two English teams, Rangers and Liverpool, you think they're going to come against Chelsea and be afraid?
You don't know. We don't know.
No, but you will not be. That's how football is like. Oh, we not won against English teams, so every time we play English team, no, they're not going to feel like that. That's true. This Chelsea team.
But answering your question, for Napoli, one of the biggest strategies is to finish above two of their major rivals in Italy. Maybe either Juventus and Inter Milan, Juventus and AC Milan, or either
Inter Milan and AC Milan.
Inter Milan and
Juventus are not in the running this time around.
So they should just finish above two of their city rivals. Atalanta should have been in conversation, but they're neither here nor there. Lazio are also trying to be in the competition these days, but just finish above two of their fiercest rivals. And for me, Luciano Spalletti will be very, very happy, and the management team.
As we pack our bags and baggages and ready to go, and I'm going to pack my bag to go to Warri for a one-day trip. The grill says talking about Liverpool being back is a no for me. Remember, they win 2-0 against this same Rangers and then went straight to lose to Arsenal. Same will happen this weekend, and the story will change. Okay, let's hope that that happens. I really want Liverpool to be there. Is it Patrick? I'm not on your side for this one. Is it Patrick says good morning, everyone. I just talked about him and he shows up. These days you come late too. So your energy before now, or your data have been sponsored by, is it Standard Chartered or by? I'm talking about Standard Chartered. I need to call audio. What's happening? Why is Liverpool not having their viewing games again? Let me call them and then my boo Dio in that Standard Chartered. Okay, as the Patrick said, Napoli players have outrun every team they have played this season. They run a lot, which is key. Yeah. Christopher Martin, as we're about to go, they're showing up. He said, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. It's been a while, guy. I think Xavi is getting his selection wrong. Gavi and Busquets are not supposed to be starting ahead of De Jong and Kessie. I think Casey have a problem that is making it scary. Casey kind of play with his hand always in people's faces. There was a game they played in the league this season that the opponent was just trying to get Casey sent out on a red card. So most times he plays too much with his hand on people's face. Somebody should tell him because in the La Liga he would eventually pick red card. Devon say good morning, Legator TV, and then the young man, and I said Liverpool has woken up to the Premier League, woken up the Premier League to watch out. Okay, let's see this weekend whether they've woken up. If Liverpool, Man City goes on and beat them like 5-0 again or 4-0, Haaland go and score a trick against them now. I don't know. We changed the topic again, Sha. But it's 10 o'clock already, so it's time for us to go. During Rebellion say, I think Napoli recruitment have been impressive. Last summer, Raspadori cover, something Simeone. And that Asian guy who replaced Koulibaly, credit to them, they did a very good recruitment anyway. As a Patrick, he said, if City beat us we won't make top 4. I said it. Okay. The other you said we should see if Liverpool has woken up. They were spot on yesterday against a dead team, against a team like Rangers that is dead. Okay, there is no value to that. Okay, Devon went on to say, remember Chelsea has woken up. Let me let you go, please. We need you back. Okay, so I'll be back on Monday, but tomorrow definitely Benedict to be here to run the show. Is a Patrick say Rangers were way be boring. Okay, thank God we now know. Okay, but let's see how it goes. Thank you very much, guys. Doris, should I answer the question? Let me just deal with the question. Okay, so this question came from Doris on my personal WhatsApp, and she said, "Good morning, Idafi. I've been listening to you for a while. My husband made me start listening to you every Sunday on Brilla FM when we close from church and driving home. And I don't like sports, even though my husband is a diehard Arsenal fan and he loves to listen to you. He's your fan as well. But I started loving listening to you when I listen to how you combine sports and mix it with everything in the world, whether it's sex, Bible, science, relationship, and everything. And it felt like you were not talking sports, but then it was sports. But I have 5 questions for you. Everybody in public space have one scandal or the other. How have you managed to stay away from scandal? According to my husband, you've been doing this since 2003. It's actually 2004. And you've not had a scandal. Why is that? Have I not had a scandal? My whole life is a scandal. 2, why are you not doing why didn't you travel to Europe to do the same thing that people like Omar Katuba and OJB? For a woman who says she doesn't follow sports, are you sure? Are doing, like going to press conference to go and ask tough questions of coaches like they do. 3, who is / was your role model in talking sports in Nigeria? Who did you learn from and who did you copy? I don't want to see if I need to compare anybody. I don't have a role model. The only person I think I liked when I was coming to through the rack was ESPN's Tommy Smith. Okay, and 4, would you like your children to play football, to do sports, any kind of sporting activities professionally? That's their choice, not mine. But I would force them. I would direct them to it. And I don't think, from what I'm seeing, unless my 3-year-old son become a sports person, from what I'm seeing, my children don't like sports. It's boring to them. They don't like it. My daughter likes swimming anyway, but not that professional level. She just like water. My baby boy has got all of the trappings of a football player, the shape, the structure. My first son, 10-year-old now, that one is a geek 100%. Not going to do sports. My daughter, I don't know, but not also going to do sports. But the last born, let's say watch him, is 3 years. They say when children get to 10 years, you can determine whether they will do sports or not. My son is already 10 years. I know that he's not going to do sports. My daughter is 8 years old. I don't think she will do sports. My son is 3 years old. I don't think he would also do sports. But let's just watch. And 5. God, if your fans invite you to come have dinner or lunch with them. Would you? That's a very, very difficult question. The fifth one is a very difficult. I'm not answering the first two anyway. So the invitation for lunch, I don't go out to eat with people that I don't know. Okay, so this might sound like a bit disrespectful, but I am very, very choosy with people that I go to their houses. I also choose with people that I let come into my house. So I don't want to start something and then become either classist or separatist or generation. But I've gone to one of my fans' house to go and eat. I just finished eating and I ran into the toilet because I had a serious stomach upset. It was a good, and I don't know, but that just happened, and it was like a long time invitation. Keep inviting me, come back, come back, come back. I said, okay, let me just go this day and stop happening. I would pass on that one. I would pass. I hardly go to people's houses that I don't know. I hardly hang around people that I don't know. It's me. So I'm extroverted on air, but I'm very, very introverted off air. And I like my space a lot, and I also respect other people's space. Okay, so I think that would not work. If you're planning to invite me for lunch or dinner, I don't think it's gonna work. So for the first one, why did I not do what the guys? Okay, do I have a skeleton? Have I ever had a scandal? I've not had a scandal, but it's just that because I live my life very, very much in the open. There is no so. I'm one of those person who don't use filters for my videos or for my pictures if I post. And I'm also not crazy about social media. So let me if you notice very well, I'm not crazy. I'm not upset. When I see people lose their account and they are crying, they are fighting, I don't know. I lost the Twitter account that is verified, a very, very functional one that is verified. I I just looked at it like it's life. If I was the one that was able to build that one to that level, I'll build another one. That's the way I see it. What people don't know is that since I started Limited TV, I've lost like six Instagram account as well. You know, and it felt like I've had people come to tell me that, oh, your former boss is attacking you. Oh, this person is. I don't care. Like, I really don't care. It's not important. It must be very, very important. So maybe the reason why I have not had scandal is practically because I've not given the room to go. No, I don't attend parties. I don't do parties as well. I don't go to many places because the more in places you are, the more likely you are to make a mistake that will create scandal. The more likely you are to be misjudged, misconstrued. Like Femi going to receive an award, there was nothing wrong, but some people saw something wrong with it. Okay, so for me, I've not had that kind of lifestyle. I've always seen myself as a worry boy, like the worry boy that grew up in Oakland Street, SSL Road, the Yara, Komaba Avenue. So I've always Odibo Street. I've always seen myself like that. There is nothing. I don't think I would ever grow bigger than that. No matter how big I get, I can't grow bigger than that. Like that worry boy, because I think it's the highest title, highest level of growth that I would ever have. Anywhere I go in the world, the biggest achievement of my life would always be being a worry boy. So, and you know, if you're a true worry boy, you know that raising your shoulder would just make everybody hate you. Like, come on, go and sit down. You sure yourself. You this one with the shop for SSL Road, look, street that year. Sure. You know, that's the way we grew up. So I don't think that there is going to be the room for it. And everybody's got skeletons in their cupboard. I've got my past. You know, I've stabbed somebody in the wheelchair and fought. But it's part of the growing up process. It's not something I'm hiding. Okay. Why I don't do what Omar and OJB doing incredible work. I must say they're doing incredible work. The reason why I didn't start like that, obviously I would have loved to start like that. I didn't have the funding. Okay, so OJB is not married, he doesn't have kids. Omar got, have his children in Europe. It's different. If I needed to do that, one, I would be away from my children, something that I would never do. Okay, because I didn't grow up with a father, I want to be there for my children. My first priority is for my children, right? And I will always be there for them. And then two, even if I wanted to do it like, okay, go in and out, it would have cost me a lot of money. It would have probably grown my YouTube account more, but I would have won as a business person and most likely lost as a father. Take, for instance, recently when my son passed out, like practically died. Imagine it was only my wife that was home and I wasn't around, and what would be the gain? So those are some of the things you look at, like being around your children, doing their homework with them, sharing their stories when they come back and say, my teacher did this person in my class did that. I practically know everybody's name in my children's school because of the conversation we always have. I didn't have that growing up. I still can't relate with my stepdad to that. I still can't look at him in the face. And it's not just me, even his own biological children. So I don't want that for my children. That's the reason why I took this decision. It's a long way out. It's a long way to the destination, but I'm going to learn how to enjoy it and not endure it. I'm going to learn how to love it and not just tolerate it. So that's the way it is. And unfortunately, I'm answering this at the very end of the show, not giving everybody a chance to talk on it. But it's just what it is. And maybe when I come back next week, we could talk about it. But thank you very much. And if you're offended by my saying I will not honor an invitation, I'm sorry about it. It's not pride, even though I'm very, very arrogant anyway. But it's just who I am. I don't see myself waking up one morning and say, I go this person has to go shop. Like I wasn't raised like that. My mom, I wasn't raised like that. So it's gonna even be very, very difficult. Like I wake up, babe, where are you going? I go my friend ask, I go shop dinner or lunch. Are you okay? Are you all right? Food? So I don't think that's going to happen anyway. But let me read some of the final sets of messages that came in before I pack and leave. Okay, so Devana say, remember Chelsea? I've read Extrovert Mendes say, Man City will give sleeping dose again. So Vicky say, Elegote, why is nobody talking about Diego Simeone and his Atletico Madrid job? Maybe next week we'll talk about it. Devana say, Benedict, that does not Benedict that does not respect Mikel Obi. I had his comment on Tuesday. Okay, they are coming for you. Saviki, he said, and you don't take alcohol. No, I don't take alcohol. Yeah, I've also gone out to do lunch with you, Victor, at what's that hotel? Opposite 4 Points.
4 Points by Sheraton.
The one opposite it, the Tinubu one.
I don't know.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What's wrong with me? Why am I forgetting the names of places like this? The one on this side of this
Federal Palace.
No, Federal Palace. Federal Palace used to be my place. That one that's built like Chinese is brown color. It's on the like just pass when you just pass the toll gate.
Oh, Civic.
No, like it toll gate. Civic Center is like at the moment. Once you just pass the toll gate before Mobile. Oriental Hotels.
Okay,
Oriental Hotels. Thank you very much. I've gone out on lunch meeting with, but that wasn't like asking for lunch. I was going to see Victor Malalu. Victor Malalu is one of the few friends that I've made that we've like connected, but he's very far away from me, Nasha. He's running away from me. Okay, and that's it. Okay, thank you very much, Princess Aminiki, for reminding me the name of the hotel is Oriental Hotel. And some comments came in while we were talking. Here's a Patrick saying a hustle. He say the result this weekend would shape our entire season. But then Rebecca say, I think Napoli. Okay, I've read that one before. Here's a Patrick say, if City beat us, well, we won't make the top four, right? Alara want to say we shall see if Liverpool has woken up. They were spot on yesterday. I agree with you. Here's a Patrick say, Rangers were Ogbori. Deji Abina say Oriental Hotel, and then Alara want to say Oriental Hotel. Thank you very much, guys. That's all that I've got. Boss, now Daniel. Daniel. Okay, so it's time for me to pack my bags and baggages and go. I'll be with you guys again on Monday. Tomorrow, Benedict will be here. Listen online. I'll be listening. Flying. So I would have landed when your show will start. So I'm sure I'll listen from wherever I am. And I wish you the very best of luck. That's all I say. Are you like, how are you looking forward to tomorrow's show?
I'm looking very, very pumped. I mean, it's not the first time, but that's been a long while since I was staring the shit. I'm looking very forward.
The last time you said the shit, your father was still alive.
Yeah, my dad was still there.
Nah, he's gone. And how does being the man of the house, and let's be very honest here, how does being the man of the house with a mother that looks like your girlfriend, how does it feel?
First of all, it's not easy, I would say, because I have to now know more what they are doing at school, just like you said you are doing. And since my brother and sister they go to the school, if gist does not happen in that school, then I don't know. Maybe how.
No, there's always gist coming from school.
So I always try to find out, and they need to also really learn. It's not easy. And also my mom, I've read so much of Robert Kiyosaki to know all the abilities. Although my mom keeps on telling me I need to go and study.
But you definitely need to study. So listen, this thing you're trying to do that your mom is talking about, you're trying to fix the problem of today. You're trying to man up and fix problem today. But what it does is, when you really need to fix problem, when you now need to have your own family, you will no longer have the knowledge or the skill set or the qualification to do it. You'll end up as somebody's gate man, somebody's driver, and all of that. So there's nothing is going to go worse today. Every year is today is already here, but tomorrow is not sure, and you will need some certain skill sets, certain qualification to get there. Even talking on the microphone here today, if you don't go get education, you will just end up seeing this company grow, and then you just talking here. You might make money, but you will not get promoted because now qualification will be required. And then some small children will come from all this private university and start working over your head. So you really need to go. Stop helping your mother to think where the money for your education will come from. It will always come. You know,
I hope so.
it will. No, don't hope so. Just believe it will always come. There is. When I started this company, everybody I know said I was mad. Like, are you crazy? You have 2 children, you have a wife, you are in Nigeria, all these things you're putting here, pack your family and relocate. People are willing to even help me, like, we'll help you come to Norway, Sweden, England, US, Canada. No, I'm here, right? The resources will come. And Chooks, we started this show, we spent the first 10 minutes talking about you, eulogizing about you, advertising your business, giving you a birthday shout out, and you come in at the very end to tell us it's your birthday today. Send the cake and the wine, and non-alcoholic, please, and the juice. Whatever it is, it's your show tomorrow. Bye-bye, and have a wonderful day. You guys are there as well. Love you guys, but let me go stretch my leg and worry and chop obo soup. Bye-bye.